All right, this is the second free response problem for review day 18, and it's kind of a straightforward one. We got a table of values here, and then they just kind of keep giving us some different looks to them. So the first one is just a chain rule. So we want the equation of the tangent line at x equal 3. So we got to think point and slope. So at 3, I want to figure out what k of 3 is. K of 3 would be f of g of 3. So g of 3 is 6. So this is going to be f of 6, and f of 6 is 4. So there's our y value. Okay. Then we have to take the derivative of this. So k prime is equal to f prime, keep g the same, times g prime. So k prime of 3 will be f prime of g of 3 times g prime 3. All right, so g of 3 is 6. So this becomes f prime 6 times g prime 3. All right, so f prime of 6 is 5. G prime of 3 is 2. This becomes 5 times 2, which is 10. So that's our slope. So now we can build the equation y minus 4 equals 10 times x minus 3. All right, so they gave you 2 points for the slope. So I believe 1 point for the derivative, 1 point for the value, and then 1 point for the equation. That would include that 4 piece there. Okay, so not too bad, just a little bit of chain rule. This next one is just a quotient rule. I mean, that's really all they're having you to do. They want you to find h prime of x, which is bottom, times derivative of the top, minus top, times derivative of the bottom, over bottom squared. And you got a point for doing that. Then if you put your 1 in, you're going to have f of 1, which was negative 6, times g prime 1, which was 8, minus g of 1, which is 2, times f prime 1, which is 3, over f of 1, negative 6 squared. Okay, that would have gotten you a point. Okay, and then we want to actually figure out what that equals, and so in order to answer that, we're going to do negative 48 minus 6 over 36. So it's a negative 54 over 36, and we get a negative 3 halves. And that was worth a point. So again, point for the quotient rule, point for putting 1 in and showing that you understand how to get those values, 1 point for getting the final answer there. Those should be ours for sure. Okay. And then this last one says to evaluate f double prime to x. Now, a couple things. First, when we integrate f double prime, we're going to go to f of x. Let me do it right here. We're going to go to f prime of x, and the 2x is still in there, so we'll put the 2 in. But if I were to take the derivative of this, the derivative of f prime would go to f double prime. The 2x would stay there, but a 2 would pop out, and I don't want that 2 there. So I need to have a 1/2 here to kind of have that balance. So the integral of this turns into that. And they gave you a point for this. All right. And then if we work this out, we're going to have 1/2 times f prime 6 minus 1/2 times f prime 2. If you showed that work, that was worth a point. Okay. Now that's 1/2. F prime 6 is 5 minus 1/2 of f prime of 2, which was negative 2. So I end up with 5 halves minus negative turns into plus. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I get 7 halves for my answer there. And that's worth the last point. So again, not too bad. The half might have thrown you off. Maybe you didn't have that. You'd lose this point. But as long as you kept going with the problem, you should probably get these 2 for sure on this one.